All right, they've given us two ordered pairs, and they're asking us to find the slope. And so I've written the slope formula here, which is m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. The subs, those are in exponents. Their subscripts are saying y from the second order pair minus y from the first order pair. X from the second order pair minus X from the first order pair. And notice it's in order. The Y's are on top, and if you start with the Y's with the second order pair, then you have to start the X's with the second order pair. You just have to be consistent. And it doesn't matter, over here are your ordered pairs, and it doesn't matter which is your first order pair, which is your second, okay? So I did it this way so you could see I plugged in my y from my second ordered pair, which is -6. The minus right here, that is from the formula, and then my y here is 1. Then on the bottom, my x's, I did the x for my second order pair, which is -9, the minus, which is part of the formula here, and then -1 is the x from my first order pair. Notice that gives me a double negative, which is a positive. So signs are alike on top. Add, get a -7, change this -9 to +1, -9 plus 1, which gives us a -8. Always simplify, don't put both negatives, because negative divided by negative is a positive, so it is 7/8. Now, a lot of people get confused doing it that way, so I'm going to show you another way that I think is a shortcut that works. It works for me. So I'm going to do -1, comma 1, and then my other ordered pair is -9, -6. So I'm going to line them up like that, and I'm going to subtract. So when I'm subtracting, this is going to change this sign to a positive, because negative times negative is positive. This is also going to change to a positive. Now, this is my x, this is my y. We want the y on top and the x on bottom. So I'm going to start here. 1 plus 6, that gives me 7. And then 9, because that's now a plus, because this has gone away. You could put a little dash there and make it a plus, if that helps you. And then 9 minus 1 is 8. So we get the same answer. We didn't have to reduce it. If I would have put the -9 minus 6 on top and the -1 on bottom, -1 ordered pair on bottom, I would have changed the -1 and 1 to the opposite signs, and I would have ended up with -7 divided by -8, but I would still reduce it and get 7/8. Just a different way to do that. Determine whether the graphs of the pair of equations are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Well, notice they're just x equals, so that means it's a vertical line, right? And this one is a vertical line. I drew a little graph here going through, so I go to x, we're 7, and it's a vertical line going here. Then this is x equals 8, which is also vertical. So that's x on 8, and it goes right there. So those are parallel lines. Remember, perpendicular, these are parallel, you'll see like this. Perpendicular, you'll see often like this, and with a little box in there. That means perpendicular. We're going to write an equation for a line that's perpendicular to y equals -5x minus 2 and passes through the point 15, 0. Now, a couple of things. Notice lines are parallel. You have the same slope. So the slope would be the same. If we wanted a parallel line, we would have a slope of -5, okay, since that's what our original equation is. But they're wanting a perpendicular slope, or they're wanting a line that's perpendicular. So to get that slope, that is the product of the slopes give you -1. So basically, if you multiply the old slope times the new slope, you would get a -1. Well, in English, take the slope, flip it, and change the sign, okay? So we have y equals negative 5x minus 2, we are going to flip and change the sign to get the new slope. So here the slope is negative 5. So the new slope would be positive 1 over 5, because that's 5, negative 5 over 1, flip the fraction, so that's 1/5, and change the sign. So I know I can have 1/5 x. I know that's going to be my slope. So to find the b, now I've got to find the b, because to write your equation, you need a m and a b. Well, we've got the m, we've got to figure out the b. The good news is they gave us an ordered pair. And remember the x coordinates first, then the y. So we're going to replace the y with 0. We know the m is 1/5, so I'm going to replace the m with 1/5. And our x is 15. Now I'm going to put the 15 over 1 so I can cancel. And then plus b. So now we're going to solve for b. This is 0. 5 will go into 5 once. 5 goes into 15 3 times. So that's 3 plus b. We want to move the 3 over, which makes it negative 3 equals b. So we now have what our b is. We know that our m was 1/5. So we can write our equation is y equals 1/5 x minus 3. So I'm going to put a minus 3 here. Now, something to be careful of when you're using the software, when you put 1/5, make sure you either do 1/5 with the x on the top or 1/5 with the x beside. Because if you put it in the bottom, it's going to count it wrong.